Hey guys, today we're going to be making this ribbon trimmed tutu. It's a Halloween themed, it's like a spider web, and it has really pretty sparkly ribbon with some sparkly spiders and some, looks like web to make a web. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. This is the material that you're going to need to make this tutu. You're going to need satin ribbon. I got orange, and I got like this really pretty, like, looks like spider web type looking ribbon. I actually found this at Hobby Lobby, which I grabbed, and I thought it was really pretty. And then this, I forgot what this type of ribbon is called, but it's like that not zigzag, but like wavy looking ribbon. Cannot remember what it's called. I got that, and then I got black tulle. I got 6 yards, and if you watch any of my other videos, you know that you can get like half of the amount that you need, and you'll get 2 pieces from it, so then it will make 12 yards, a 12-yard tutu. This one is going to be size 5T, so 12 yards of tulle would be like the minimum. I usually use more than 12 yards. I usually like maybe 14 yards, but for this one I'm going to be doing 12 yards of the tulle to make the 5T size. And I got 12 yards of the orange, and then also 12 yards of this, because I'm gonna be putting black on the bottom edge. I also got black satin, which I'm not sure where it's at the moment, but I have black satin as well. So the orange and this are gonna go together on the top, and then the black's gonna go at the bottom, which you guys probably already saw because I showed the tutu at the beginning of the video. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to cut our tulle. So the first thing you're going to want to do is roll up your tulle. So I have 6 yards of it. So when you roll it, you want to make sure that the edges are kind of like lined up here. They don't have to be exactly perfect, but try to get it as like smooth as you can, and make sure there's no creases or wrinkles or anything folded or anything in here either. So I like to just roll it like this, and then just keep rolling it until you have it all rolled up. And like I said, try to keep it as even as possible on the edges, and try to make sure that nothing gets creased or folded in the middle. It just makes it for like a smoother looking tutu, and it also helps to make sure that the edges, when you cut it, like cut the edges that the ribbon's going to be sewn on, it makes it so that it's not uneven or one side longer than the other. So you want to try to keep it as smooth as possible. And once it's all rolled up, if you have like a cutting mat, you can measure through the cutting mat. You can measure through like a ruler or like a measuring tape or something, but I prefer the measuring mats. So what you're going to do is you're just going to cut the edges off to make it the length of the tutu. It's for this one, I'm going to make it 12 inches long, because the ribbon is going to hang off a little bit on the edge, so it's going to give an extra few inches on the end. And so I line it up all the way on the edge down here, and then I'm actually just going to cut one of the ends off really quick, just to start. This is not measured. I'm just cutting off the end just to have like a flat edge, because this edge over here is not that flat, so, or not that straight. So now I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to line that up on the end down here, and now I'm going to measure it. So since this is going to be folded in half, like it's going to be folded in half, the finished tutu is going to be 12 inches long, or at least the tulle is, so it's going to have to be half of that. So you're going to have to cut it 24 inches. So when you fold it, it makes it 12 inches. So I'm going to cut it at the 24-inch mark here, and this is I'm just using a rotary cutter and one of these, I'm not sure what these are called. I've had this thing forever. One of those like rotary cutter rulers. Y'all can put that in the comments. I just use it. And yeah, other material that you're gonna need, which I forgot to mention at the beginning, is like a sewing machine, obviously the ribbon, scissors, a needle and thread, and you're gonna need also elastic. This is like the 1-inch non-roll elastic for the waistband, which I forgot to mention at the beginning. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, this one is the non-roll kind. I like this kind especially for these tutus, because if you just get like the regular one, it tends to like, which you it's so hard to do it with this one, but it tends to like roll up. Like it tends to like twist and roll. This one is the non-roll one, which is good, and it's like more sturdy and thicker. So I prefer these for the elastic, and this is 1 inch wide is what I like to use. And you can use any color. I have white. I would prefer to use black, which I think I have black somewhere. I know I have black somewhere. I would prefer to use black with the black tool. That way it doesn't show through. But yeah, right now I'm just showing you the white, but I know I have black somewhere. I had to find it. Found it. Here it is. Guys, I haven't made a tutorial in so long, so this is gonna be kind of a mess. I'm sorry about that, guys. Okay, so you're gonna get your piece of tulle and you're going to fold it in half. And on the side that's folded right here, not the side that opens up, you're gonna place that into the sewing machine at the 1 inch mark, because you're gonna want, we're gonna be sewing the casing right now for the elastic. So you're gonna want it to, be at the 1 inch mark so that we can get the elastic through. For the waistband, this is gonna be the casing for the waistband. So I have it at the 1 inch mark, so I'm sewing about 1 inch down. And I'm just gonna do the back stitch there so it doesn't come undone. And then I just put it at like the widest stitch. It sews it faster and it just makes it a little more flexible than if you did like a tighter stitch for this. And then we're just going to go ahead and sew all the way down the entire tutu, or the entire tulle. And then as you're going down, just make sure you keep this end here, the part that opens up here, make sure you keep the ends lined up with each other. Keep it as even as you possibly can. So that way it doesn't look uneven when you sew the ribbon on. So now I'm just lining up the sides again on this side. See if I can, so you guys can see. So yeah, I'm just going down and I'm just making sure that this end over here they're lined up, and I'm just going to keep stitching down. Okay, so now we got the casing sewn here, so it's like about 1 inch from the top. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's not focusing, but the casing is sewn at about 1 inch from the fold down, all the way down the tulle, all the way down, all 12 yards of it. And on this side is the side that's going to be opening and closing. So we're going to have our ribbon. Hold on. So now we're going to be sewing our ribbon, and I'm going to do the black ribbon first, which is the ribbon that's going to be on the very bottom, like on the inside, like on the bottom in the back, and not the one that's going to be like on the top. So I got my ribbon here. You can use any size ribbon. This one is 1.5 inches wide. I have it with the print or the pretty side face down, and I'm going to have it in here where it's hanging off over here on this side. I'm only going to sew the tulle like maybe a 1/2 inch down from this end over here. I don't know if you guys could have seen that, but yeah, this is, sorry, I'm a little rusty at this. I have not done tutorials in so long. So if I'm all over the place, I'm really sorry. I'll link some of my old tutorials in the description down below if you need more details. I'm really, really sorry. Or just comment down below and I'll answer your questions. So the ribbon, we're going to be sewing over on this edge or over here. So we're going to sew maybe the tulle maybe about a 1/2 inch down or so. I'll do a better close-up right now of it, but the way we're going to be putting the tulle onto it so that way we can sew it, so that way the ribbon is in the right place, is we're going to get our tutu or the tulle, we're going to open it up to where the casing is on the top, like the casing part's on the top. It's not flipped over to where it's on the bottom. It's here on the top, it's sticking up here on the top. So we're gonna do it like that, and like the pretty side here is face down. So this end over here, we're gonna place it in here like this. Okay, so here's a close-up here. As you guys can see, the tool is only on the ribbon, like maybe about a ½ inch or so, and then the rest of the ribbon is hanging off, and this is the back of the ribbon. That's why the tool is going to be sewn onto the back of the ribbon. So you're just going to be sewing it down, and make sure you keep that tool about a half an inch or so off the edge of the ribbon here. And you're just going to stitch that all the way down, all 12 yards of it, all the way down till you get to the end of the tool. Okay, so I got it sewn to the end, all the way down on this side. Now we're going to do the other side. And so for this one, I have this really pretty, if the camera will focus, it looks like spider webs. That's what I see. It's like sparkly, and it just reminds me of spider webs. So that's why when I saw it, I grabbed it right away, because like this person that ordered this kind of gave me free range, and there's this Halloween tutu that I've been wanting to do for years, and I just haven't done it. So I was like, this is my perfect chance. So yeah, so I'm just going to be placing it on top of this orange, so like the orange peeks through, but then again you still see the white, and then having this on top of the black is just gonna pop. Like I cannot wait to see what this looks like. Although you guys already saw it at the beginning of this video. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and place this onto the sewing machine. So I'm going to place it with the spiderweb looking ribbon face down. So, and I'm going to have the orange one there. Like the print side is going to be face down, and like the ugly side is going to be face up. So, and I'm just going to have it go straight down the center. And then I'm going to take my tool again, and I'm going to have it face where the casing is going to be face down now. It's going to be face down, and then I'm going to be putting all of the tool on top of all of the ribbon, like across the entire ribbon to the end. You don't want it hanging off the end down here, so you can have it like inwards just a tad, but I always try to line it up with the edge of the ribbon. So it's going to be placed over the entire top. So that way when this is folded over, it's hanging off the edge a little bit, so you can see the black ribbon from under the orange ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch this all the way down. And I already threaded my sewing machine with white thread. And then I'm just going to stitch it all the way down again for all 12 yards. And I'm stitching it directly down the center of the ribbon. And as you're going down, you're going to want to fix the ribbon and the tool, and just kind of line it up. So you don't have to go slow, but just make sure that you keep things straight. Don't do such big sections at a time, just do little sections. I usually do maybe 6 to 8 inches of ribbon at a time, and I stitch it down. And then I stop and I just line everything up again, and I just keep doing that as I'm going down, just to keep everything even and straight as I'm going down. Okay, so I got this all stitched on. As you guys can see, it's just layered on there. And when you lay it, the black hangs down below the orange and the white. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put the elastic through the casing. So I have my elastic here. It's 20 for the 5T tutu. I cut a 20-inch strip of the elastic, and I found my black, the non-roll elastic. So we're gonna go ahead, and I pinned like a safety pin on the end here, and we're just going to feed it through the casing. And see if you guys can see this here. I'm just gonna stick it in there, push it through. Hard to do this upside down. Okay, and then I just push it through until I get to the end. The beginning here is a little easy. So the safety pin is so that you can slide the tool onto it, and then you can just pull it over here. But you got to make sure it doesn't come off the end over here. I'm going to show you how to secure it over here on the end. Okay, so I usually leave about like an inch or so out, and I'll fold it over. Like I'll fold it over like this, and then I'll get like a clip or another safety pin or something, and I'll just like, I usually just use like a clip and just hold it on, so that way it doesn't, the tool doesn't come off the end of the elastic there. And then you're just going to push all the tool onto the safety pin here, and then you're just gonna pull it on this side here. And you're just gonna keep doing that. You're just gonna keep pushing it onto the safety pin until you get to the end of the tool. And once we get to the end, I'll show you guys what the next step is. You're gonna keep pushing it on and then just sliding it down to the end. So now we're going to stitch the ends. All the tool is on the elastic. And so I took off the clip and I kind of pulled the tool to the side so it doesn't slide off. And same with the pin, so I'm taking them off. And I'm gonna overlap it maybe about an inch or so right here. And I'm gonna stitch with my sewing machine. You can hand stitch or you can use your sewing machine down the center. I use either or, it doesn't matter, whichever you're comfortable with, but I'm gonna show you how I do it through the sewing machine here. So gonna place it in here and just line it up. I'm just gonna stitch it down the center, and I have it on the widest stitch again because so it doesn't get snagged. And I'm just gonna go back and forth a few times. And then just clip off the extra string. And you're gonna have it like this. And so what I do with the pieces that are like kind of flapped up, I usually hot glue them down, or you can stitch them down, but I like to just like hot glue them down so that way it just gives it a little extra security. And then you're going to pull the tool over and like even the whole tutu out, like by pulling it around. So I'm adding this one on, and I'm adding 8 of them. Sorry, I had to count. I'm adding 8. So I'm going to be putting 2 more on, like right here, just evenly around the tutu. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I did that. I'm actually stitching it on. So I'm placing it on here, I'm folding it over the elastic, and I'm sticking the needle from behind through the elastic and through the front here, and try to get like a matching ribbon or matching string that goes with this ribbon here. We get on the other side so it's easier. And then I'm going to stick it back down through here and then back through the back, and make sure it goes through the actual ribbon. And you could do it a few more times. I'm just doing it once. I am going to add like a tad of glue back there as well. So it's up to you how you want to do it, but I'm just going to do it one time. And then you're just going to tie it off from the back. And then I'll show you how I'm going to put the rest of it on to make the actual spider web. So now I'm going to be putting, I already put the top layer on, so now I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to do the bottom layer, which I'm going to go like maybe like down this far. So I'm just gluing them on. You can stitch them on or whatever you want to do. So I'm just getting one of the ends and I'm just placing it on there with glue, with the hot glue, and I'm just gonna not pull it tight but just lightly drape it over to go around the tutu. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the next one. So what I'm doing is I'm just adding the glue onto this, and I'm just gonna add the glue like right where I want it to be, and then I'm gonna get this and then just place it where I think it will look good, and then just put the glue on like that. And then I'm just gonna turn it again, do the same thing, make sure this is straight. I'm gonna add the glue where I want it to be attached. Keep going around, like right there. And I'm just gonna keep doing that all the way around Okay, so I finished the whole thing, and then I just made this bow, which I do have a tutorial on how I make like the bows for my tutus, which I'll link it in the description down below if you want to see that. I just stitched the spider onto it. I just wrapped the string around and stitched it through like a few times, so that way the spider is secure, and I did add a little dab of glue and stuff, but I know glue wouldn't hold it by itself, so I had to stitch it on as well. So I just got these spiders from like Walmart, the glittery spiders, and yeah, I just wanted to add some spiders to it since it is a spider-webbed themed tutu. And I'm going to go ahead and stitch it onto the elastic right here, but I'm going to stitch it kind of low down here, like lower, but like onto the bottom part of like the elastic, kind of off to the side, or wherever you want it on the tutu. You want it, it doesn't really matter. So I usually like to have them like kind of off to the side like that. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch that on. And kind of like the same way that I stitched these on, but I'm going to do it, pass it through a few times so it stays on, and I'm going to add a dab of glue as well, just for like a little extra security. So that's how I get the bows onto the tutus, and then I'm probably going to stitch on a few more spiders, like probably to the ribbon down here at the bottom, and then I'll show you the finished product. Here is the finished tutu, and I love how it came out. This one, like again I said, is a 5T. And I have the spiders on there. You can add more spiders, but I just wanted to add like 2. I thought it was cute. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. And if you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments down below, or send me a message on any of my social media in the description down below. That's also where you can place an order if you want a custom order for anything. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys for the next one.